Hello and good evening. I would love an audio check from whoever's joined the stream. Good evening. I hope the audio is alright. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Alright, well, let's get started then. Good evening and welcome to round 6 of season 15 for round 5, for tier 6. And the race tonight will be at Sardegna A. As we're moving into the second half of the season, it'll be interesting to see how things progress. So let's have a quick look at the standings before the race at round 5. At the top of the championship order, we have JP and Orak both tied with 136 points, and trailing them in third place with 101 points is Danger Mouse. So it's a very tight battle between the top two especially, but third place is not that far back, only 35 points behind. In the Constructors' Championship, we have the McLaren team sitting strong at 237 points, and second place is BMW with 190, and the Mazda RX team is at 130 points in third place. So, coming into this sprint race of 9 laps, we see our pole sitter for tonight is HK with the Mazda. In second place, we have Orak with the McLaren, Jaden with the MG in third place, fourth for Chaos Druid, fifth for JP, sixth for Rocket, seventh place for Rico, eighth place for Zelda, Danger Mouse slots in at ninth, Lord Hands is 10th, Gabo has qualified 11th, Nico in 12th position, GS Ardenas in 13th place, Abe is in 14th place, in 15th place we have Airtown Jenna, and in 16th place we have IGF. And without further ado, let's get going. Lights out and away we go. It seems to be a pretty solid start from everyone. HK has managed to keep the position as we see Jaden go on the inside of Orak there. Bit of contact, nothing too dangerous. Let's see, we have a spin there. and I believe that's Zelda. And in the top 5 we see now Aura dropping a bit down the order. JP has managed to slot into 3rd place. Aura fighting Chaos Druid right now, trying to keep hold of 4th position as Jaden has moved into 2nd place chasing HK. Everyone keeping it nice and clean so far, it seems. Yeah, both Nissans seem to have taken each other out, maybe, or it was just unlucky. Let's see what happened with them in turn 1. So this would be Rico and Zelda. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna drive on board. Oh, that's unfortunate. So a bit of contact there. Separate incidents for the both of them, and just very unlucky by all means for the Nissan team here. As we now go into our 2nd heavy braking point here, everyone keeps it nice and clean. Chaos Druid had a bit of a look on the inside of Aurak, but decided not to do anything, and unfortunately loses traction on the exit there, drops down to 9th, 10th position now, as Aurak will take a relief breath here, keeping 4th position, trying to chase down JP, who seems to be a bit squirrely on the exit there of the corner, but otherwise up to the back of Jaden, as Aurak now is enjoying the slipstream of that BMW. Danger Mouse close behind him as well. JP goes defensive here for a bit, but Aurak does a bit of a move, has a look on the inside, decides against it, and let's see what's happening. So Jenna actually great progress in 7th place right there, as we seem to have another driver off, so let's see if we'll be able to catch it. Yeah, so a bit of contact between Rico and Gabo there in turn 1, and that's unfortunate for Gabo. Definitely loses out a few positions. So let's have a quick look at our order. We have Chaos Druid last place, Gabo 15th, Zelda fallen down to 14th place, Rico 13th. The GSR team is in 12th and 11th. Rocket in 10th place. Lord Hans has made up a position. It seems Abi and Ertan Jen are the big winners at 8th and 7th. As we're having a look now at the leaders of the race, HK seems to be enjoying a bit of a stretch out in front, at least for now in lap 2. I'm not sure that was payback for turn 1, but I'll be honest, I've not looked at the steward report, so I'm not sure if any of these have been reported and what was decided on them. As we see Aura go a bit wide, which brings Danger Mouse right on his tail here for the start-finish straight. Nico has opened up a bit of a gap in 6th place. As we see pretty much everyone as they were at the start of the lap, and we've missed something, so we're jumping back now. Let's have a look from Jaden's point of view. Chasing HK for 1st position, they have a sizable gap back to 3rd place JP, and it seems, yeah, HK just outbreaks himself. Very unfortunate. Had a fantastic start of the race. It's tight there on the rejoin and has lost a few positions now, down to 5th place with the dirty tires. Definitely not having fun, so both McLarens managed to get past. Unfortunately for HK, it seems it was a bit of an error with the leg braking, trying to go defensive because of Jaden. Let's have a quick look at what's happening here. We see Zelda all over the back of IGF. Tries to go on the inside. There we go. Bit alongside, late on the brakes, takes the inside line. Seems IGF didn't fault it too much, and that's a position up for Zelda. As we go up the field, having a look, lower hands now. Darts on the inside of the hairpin. Bit of a contact there with Erdogan Jenna, and I'm not sure, it does look like a bit like lower hands decided to give the position back just in case. As we now have a look, HK on the inside of Danger Mouse for turn 1. Late on the brakes again, far alongside, and very clean move from HK there. Should be very happy with that overtake. As we see, Lord Hands still trying to find a way past Airtown Jenna. Definitely a bit of a gap has formed between the top 6 and the rest of the grid, with Lord Hands trying now to find a way past that Porsche RSR. And it does seem that Abby is catching up. Lord Hands goes for a look on the inside. The BMW has fantastic top speed, so is able to take the inside line. Cautious around the hairpin, leaves plenty of space for Airtown Jenna, but manages to grab the position on pure exit speed and slots into 7th position now. As will jump back and see what did we miss. So JP has caught up to Jaden here at the final hairpin turn. Seems perhaps there was a bit of contact. Let's have a look from JP's camera. So they're both hard on the brakes. Late brake move for JP, and unfortunately it seems to have punted Jaden a bit. Tried to maybe wait. Aurak made contact with him as well, but now JP is surely waiting for Jaden. Loses a lot of positions because of it. And where is Jaden? Jaden is still sitting there, and JP has actually stopped on the track to wait for him, so I'm not sure what they've decided on this. It'll be interesting to see what happened and what transpired afterwards. I think that was, it looked to me like it was a mistake on JP's part, but I'm not sure why Jaden didn't get going earlier. Probably just big disappointment from what happened, but it seems that JP is again waiting to give the position back. As we move further up, let's have a look now. this seems to be the closest battle. Zelda is very close to the back of his teammate. Rico tries to have a bit of a look on the inside, but Rico says no, and they are line astern going into the hairpin. As we see Rocket unfortunately picking up a 3-second penalty from somewhere. I'm not sure where he would have gotten that penalty. Rico has a bit of a moment there on the outside, hits the wall. And Abby has actually managed to get past Zelda, which is very interesting. Let's see how that actually happened. I jumped too far back, I think. Right. So let's have a look now. On the hairpin, nice and clean for the both of them. I've been very close behind Zelda, but there's some margin between them. As you see, Rico goes wide, hits the wall, and unfortunately Zelda just gives him a push forward and is on the wrong end of that exchange and loses time and loses the position to Abby as well. Very unfortunate for Zelda. As now we see Rockets hurt their penalty, lose quite a few positions, and Abby is trying to have a go against Rico as Zelda bump drafts Rico on the start-finish straight, hoping maybe they both can get ahead of the Honda there. Rocket has a very ambitious look on the inside, but seems to keep it clean, which is nice to see. Bit of a moment there between Rocket and I think Chaos Druid maybe. Not sure, it seems that Chaos Druid is maybe waiting. Let's have a look at our top sitter, because I have maybe missed something, so let's see. Okay, this is my mistake. Yeah, it does look like that Chaos Druid. That's very unfortunate there. As we see here, HK has managed to cut up to the McLaren of Aurak all over the backup, and we'll stay a bit with this battle. The Mazda has significant overspeed on the McLaren, so it will be interesting to see what HK can do here. Manages to take the inside line nice and early, a long time before the braking zone. Now a bit of a switchback from Aurak, has a look on the inside, nearly, but just not enough alongside, as HK has a significant slide on the exit of the corner, which gives Aurak the perfect opportunity to take first position back, forces HK a bit wide, and yeah, there's nothing they can do. They have to concede the position. Wide moment there on the hairpin by HK, and now Danger Mouse is surely having a look. I'm not sure that McLaren will be able to do anything even in the slipstream, but it's definitely helping Danger Mouse keep ahead of Nico, surely catching up a bit with the AMG. more sliding moments from HK. Lap 7 of 9 here. Trying to get back to the top position. Let's have a quick look back where everyone is. Lord Hans has made his way up to 5th position. As we see Zelda chasing Airtown Jenna now. Zelda seems to have overtaken Rico successfully. Rocket down into 13, probably had another moment after that incident with Chaos Druid. And JP and Jaden are just driving at the back after that very long wait by JP to let Jaden pass. So let's see now, HK is again very close to Aurak. Will be interesting to see if he'll be able to manage to make a move, stick on the start-finish straight or the braking zone for the first corner. Danger Mouse had a bit of a wide moment on the corner exit, so lost a bit of time there. And it does seem that Lord Hans is actually catching quite a bit up to Nico's backhand there. HK not close enough on this occasion. Still stuck behind that McLaren. Lord Hans seems to be within striking territory if he manages to get the corner exits right on the next turn. Oh, maybe even this one. Fantastic overspeed on the corner exit and gets 4th position. Space given, but manages to stick it out on the inside, keep 4th position, and is now setting his sights on Danger Mouse. Let's see now in the braking zone, HK is still behind Aurak, looking at the back of that McLaren. As we see, Nico doesn't attack Lord Hans in the braking zone. Very close to Lord Hans, so might be looking to regain that position. As you see, Zelda has passed Airtown Jen actually, and now Rico is trying to find a move around the Porsche. A bit further back, Chaos Druid in the 11th, trying to find a way around Gabo's Toyota. Wide moment there for Gabo, and this will surely let Chaos Druid has the overspeed alongside now, but on the outside might find it a bit hard. They managed to go through nice and clean, and let's jump further up and see everyone is still pretty much as they were. As we have Abby in 12th place now, maybe looking to try and grab that 11th place off of Gabo. And at least for the moment, Chaos Druid in 10th place, looking good for a pole position on the reverse grid for the feature race. Rico managed to find a way past Airtown Jenna. Zelda in 6th place, a bit of in no man's land. Nico fell off the back of Lord Hans, who is now very much at the back of Danger Mouse. They both slide out of that corner and lose time, but let's keep it here. HK a bit wide on the fast left sweeper, and slidey at the hairpin exit as well. Let's see, what have we missed? Lord Hans managed to actually overtake Danger Mouse. Did Danger Mouse have a bad moment? Yeah, so Danger Mouse touched the wall there on the outside, has damage, and this has given Lord Hans the podium position. But let's rejoin our race leader as they go across the start-finish line. Aurak takes the win here at the sprint race. HK recovers up to second position after that mistake. Third place for Lord Hans. Danger Mouse brings it home in fourth. Nico takes fifth position. Fantastic race from Nico. Managed to keep it nice and clean and gain a lot of positions. Zelda in sixth, Rico in seventh. Dana takes eighth place. Ninth place for Chaos Druid, so managed to gain one more position here by the end. Gabo in 10th place. Abi 11th place. Airtown Jenna in 12th. IGF in 13th. And Rocket about to go across the line in 14th, and the last two finishers will be Jaden in 15th and JP in 16th after that incident they had at the final hairpin. So this has been the sprint race here at Sardegna, and now we will move over to the feature race. So as we're loading for the feature race, we will have reverse grid for the top 10 drivers, and it will be a rolling start this time around. As we're nearly done with our short intermission. So, for the feature race, let's have a quick look at the positions. In first place, starting on pole position, is Cabo in the Supra, Chaos Druid in second, Dana in third, Rico fourth, fifth for Zelda, Nico in sixth, Danger Mouse seventh place, Lord Hand starts in eighth, HK starts in ninth, Aurak, the sprint winner, starts in 10th position, and then we have Abi, Airdown Jenna, IGF, Rocket, Jaden, and JP rounding out the back as we're about to head into the feature race, 24 laps around Sardegna. Let's go. And we're off. Great start from the Lexus of Chaos Druid there, right at the back of the Toyota. Has a look on the inside already. Thinks better of it. 3 wide there between the two Nissans and GSR Danas. Everyone seems to have kept it nice and clean through turn 1 as they're going in pairs of 2 here in the left-hander. Managed to sort it out. Rigo seems to have lost few positions as Zelda now up into third place. Fantastic start from Zelda here in the first couple of corners. As we see, Chaos Druid still glued to the back of that Toyota. A bit further back, Danger Mouse in 6th place, Rico in 7th now, and HK still in 9th position. Lord has actually fallen down to 10th place, and Orak has fallen to 12th place. As we now see multiple cars having a look on the inside. Orak manages to go on the inside of Rocket, and JP has a bit of a sliding moment there. It seems that Orak will be able to keep that 11th position. A lot of mayhem there for the fast left-hander, so let's try and see what happened here. Gonna ride alongside JP, see if we can get a good view on what happened here. Late braking, Airtown Jenna had a bit of a wide mode. Lord has touched the wall. Jaden managed to have a nice clean corner and just couldn't find a way to get past all these cars. Has a bit of contact there with Rocket, but decides to keep going and takes 12th position. Orak has managed to recover to 10th place and is now already overtaking for 9th position. HK has managed to gain a couple of places, up into 7th now. Very late braking by Airtown Jenna there. Manages to just stop it in time, avoiding contact with Dana. Says JP had a fantastic move on the outside to actually overtake Orak. As we will now jump back just a bit and see where have I missed a move. So Gabo had a wide moment as well, and this has actually allowed Chaos Druid to take the lead of the race rather nice and easy there. As we're now seeing Zelda catch up to Gabo fairly quickly, and HK in 7th place, already eyeing up Rico for a move into the braking zone here. Has a bit of a look, thinks about it once or twice, decides to stick it out, but perhaps maybe too late, and Rico keeps 6th position as Airtown Jenna has now moved back up to 9th position. Let's see how they manage the corner this time around. Again, contact for Airtown Jenna, loses 1, 2, nearly 3 positions just off of that contact with the wall, and has a bit of damage on the first front tire. Orak has a wide moment there. I'm not sure, I didn't see any contact. Apologies if there was any. And Zelda has taken 2nd place off of Gabo, who has a look on the inside, thinks better of it, and slots into 3rd place behind Zelda. Nico doing fantastically in 4th place right now. Danger Mouse is 6th, chasing Rico. And so far it seems Orak and Lord Hands are actually on the losing end from the positions exchange in the first couple of laps. Let's ride a bit here with HK. Might give us a good look. Danger Mouse not close enough to Rico there to maybe have a move. This allows HK to really close up to the back of Danger Mouse. As we're now heading into this treacherous corner. Bit of contact again, this time it's for Rico. Loses 2 positions on both sides. Fantastic bit of spa moment there, as an interesting late dive by JP. Let's see what happened from his point of view. Decides to brake on the inside of Rico very late. Bit of a Bit of contact, bit of push with HK there. But yeah, it seems to feel it's clean enough. As we will now follow JP around turn 1. HK has a look on the inside, thinks a bit better of it, but JP isn't able to just keep it clean. HK doing his best to find a way on the brakes. Just not good enough. The Mazda's brakes are not good enough for these type of dives. As we see ahead, Gabo has actually lost more positions. Danger Mouse goes extremely defensive, bit of contact with JP. They both lose a lot of time, and this has actually allowed HK to go up into 5th place. So this couldn't have turned out better for HK. Let's see now. Squirrely contact. I think that's Rocket. Rocket crashed into the wall, so that's very unfortunate. Wide moment there from Rico, spins around and loses too many positions, as well as Gabo seems to have had a very bad time, and HK is now extremely close to that Toyota. All the while, it seems that our race leader is kind of running away with it now. Zelda does seem to be catching up just a bit, and their tires are at about the same health at the start of lap 5 here. So it'll be interesting to see how this battle progresses. As we see behind, JP being showed the outside for the corner. HK with a great move there around Gabo to take 4th position, and is now having a look at the back of Nico's AMG. Orak up to 8th place, but being pressured by Lord Hans. Dana's behind. Interesting lines there from Jaden, and unfortunately loses the rear on the corner exit. About to lose pretty much all of the positions gained before that. Zelda slightly catching the race leader, as now we see HK and Nico have managed to navigate the corners pretty good and have opened up a gap to the cars behind them on the start-finish straight. Bit of overspeed by the Mazda. Stays ahead, shown the outside of the track. Seemed to be nice and clean between Nico and HK, who's definitely on the edge, but good moves by both of them in that corner. As behind we see JP has moved up into 5th place, but let's have a look, at least for the moment, at the battle between Nico and HK. They seem to be fighting at nearly every possible corner. HK grabs the inside line, being showed the wall, but they managed to both pass there unharmed. Late on the brakes, and manages to park it up on the apex and take the position. Aurak got past Gabo there, and this has a bit allowed JP to just a small gap to the front. Wide moment there for Danger Mouse. Let's have a look at the start-finish race. It seems the closest cars are Rico right behind Danger Mouse. Goes on the inside and late on the brakes, manages to get the position. Nice and clean overtake. Fantastic to see. As we're now having a look at Lord Hans chasing Gabo for 7th position now. Gabo seems to be having a bit of a hard time there in the Toyota, falling down the order from the start of the race. It is fast at a straight line, but it just gives him too much work. As we see the Renault of Dana's all over the back of Lord Hans as well, waiting for that pass on Gabo. Wide moment there for Dana's, got damage as we see Lord Hans move on the inside for the hairpin, being given the space by Gabo, but unfortunately not a good enough exit by the BMW on this occasion. As we'll jump forward a bit, JP eyeing up Nico on the start-finish straight, uses the slipstream, takes the inside line, and is ahead before even starting the braking, it seems. Nico didn't seem to find that position too much. As we're now having a look at Zelda, who has caught up by 6/10 just on the last lap there to get us through it. Let's have a quick tire check situation. The leaders have pretty much the same tire wear, actually right up to Nico. Everyone has about the same tire wear. Nico has a bit more damage on the front right tire. Everyone seems to be on the medium tires. It does seem that the best strategy here would be a medium, though I know across the tiers a couple of others were actually tried. Because Nissan seems to actually have more damage. Danger Mouse once again wide on the hairpin there. Loses quite a lot of time there. As I see Jaden has actually dropped out of the race. Let's keep an eye on this battle now. As Zelda is chasing Chaos through it. Lost a bit of time actually on that last lap, but overall very close to each other. As we see Aurak in 6th place now, very close to Nico's AMG. The McLaren definitely has a tire advantage over the AMG, but the AMG has a better straight line speed. So we'll have a look at this battle here. Nico goes a bit defensive. Orak does a very good move back to the inside, manages to get it stopped at the hairpin. Bit of contact there between the cars, but no one swerves off from it, and Orak manages to take 5th position there. Both of them carefully navigate the fast right-hander where everyone has a look at the wall, and that's very unfortunate to see. Late move by Nico there, a bit of contact with Orak, but seems to have decided to just wait a bit and not take the position. As we now see, Gabel has fallen down to 9th position, and Nico is already having a look to try and move in turn 1. Rico goes on the inside, hard on the brakes, and gets the position at turn 1. Great move by Rico on Gabel there. Lord Hans, been an unfortunate moment there on the exit of the corner, touch the grass, and this gives Stennis the position over him. Let's have a look now. Will Nico be able to try a move in here? Not this time, it seems. And Lord Hans has caught up back to Dana's, but will have to do an overtake to get that position back off of the Renault. Wide moment there from Dana's, again touching the barrier on the outside of the corner, and this gives Lord Hans 7th position back. Both Rico and Gabel have a very wide moment on the hairpin. And throughout all this, we actually see that our top 2 leaders are pulling quite a bit of a gap on the other cars. Chaos do it with the fastest lap on lap 9 with the mediums, which is impressive for 42.3. But on the very next lap, lost nearly a second to Zelda again, so not able to drop that GTR from behind him. HK and JP quite a while further back, but still keeping a very good pace, as from 5th position down there's now a very significant gap. Let's have a look here with Zelda versus Chaos Druid on the start-finish straight. They don't seem to be close enough. The tire wear is definitely eating into these cars, as we see Zelda actually set a personal best lap. HK jumps into the pit on lap 11 from the mediums, so this will be an attempt at an undercut surely. Nico has been glued to the back of Orak for a couple of laps now, ever since Orak managed to make that overtake into the hairpin. Hasn't been able to shake off the AMG. It seems this time around Zelda is a lot closer to Chaos Druid coming into the hairpin. Thinks better of it. They stay in formation so far. As we see, Nico and Orak still fighting for that 4th position now. Orak doesn't go defensive. Nico has a look on the inside, but not close enough to actually seal the deal on that move, as Danas has lost it on the corner exit, crushed a bit into the wall, and loses a position to Rico. Carries through it on lap 12, goes into the pits to get off those medium tires. HK, who was 3rd place before pitting a lap ago, is now 13th. It'll be interesting to see where they come out in relation to Kjellsrud. JP has gone into the pits as well. Orak, Lord Hans going to the pits as well. This releases Nico going forwards, and Zelda is now released to try and make up good times. Kjellsrud is actually out of the pits in 5th place. And there is a sizable gap there, so Kjellsrud came out in 5th place. HK actually was behind JP, but managed to overtake just before turn 1, so 7th position there for HK, which would be net P2 right now if Zelda is not able to put in good lap times. So looking at the standings right now, Rocket, Danas, Nico and Zelda are all yet to pit. I suspect they will pit fairly soon as Zelda decides to do one more lap. Let's see what the lap time is for this one. A 44.9, so definitely losing a lot of time there. Nico's times aren't looking too hot either, into the 44s, and the last lap was a 45. As we're seeing, Kjellsrud has already actually caught up to the back of Rocket there. Nico goes into the pits to get a fresh set of tires, so does Danas, and so does Rocket. So now Kjellsrud is released to chase Zelda, who has actually lapped IGF here. Interesting to see that Kjellsrud's outlap was just 3/10 slower than Zelda's last lap. So I'm not sure this overcut will work for Zelda here. Still interesting to see. HK just very slightly ahead of JP after managing to get that position back after the pit changes. As having a bit of a look down the order, Orak is in 5th place, Nico in 6th, Lord in 7th, Danger Mouse in 8th, 9th for Danas, and 10th place for Rico. Gabo has fallen out of the top 10. As we see, Zelda has now come into the pits, and so have Airtown Jenna and IGF. So let's see where Zelda will come out in relation to our net race leader. They're already refueling. This might be cutting it very close, depending on how much Zelda will have to fuel. And Zelda is out of the pits, ahead of Kjellsrud, but the speed difference is quite big. Zelda goes defensive in turn 1, and Kjellsrud needs to now find a way with an on-track overtake, as it seems that this overcut has worked for Zelda here. Quite impressed by that. Very well done. Couple of places back, JP is still maintaining the same gap to third place sitter HK, and Lord Hans trying to find a way past Nico for 6th position. And we'll stay now here with this battle for the lead position in the race. Chaos not close enough to try and attack at the moment. It's interesting that Zelda came out on the soft tires, so 14 laps on the mediums and 10 more to go. I'm not sure the soft tires will like that at the end, but I might be proven wrong, I don't know. Would be interesting to see what happens. As JP now seems to be significantly closer to HK, very wide there on the final corner before the straight into the slipstream of that Mazda, but both cars have fantastic top speed, so not a huge gain for the BMW. As now through the corners, HK definitely lost some ground and not on the ideal lines for the corner, goes defensive. This has allowed JP to really get stuck to the back of that Mazda. Bit of contact there between the cars and contact with the barrier as well for JP, which is unfortunate to see it now. He needs to catch up again to the back of HK. Lord Hans still trying to find a way past Nico, who's actually gone onto these soft tires with the hard tire where we've seen from his car. It'll be amazing to see if make it to the end of the race on these tires. I have my doubts about Zelda, but for Nico I'm almost entirely certain that they won't make it on these tires into the end. Rocket and Rico are squabbling now for 10th place. Let's see, I think our race leaders had a bit of a moment here. Let's see, was I wrong? It seems so. Maybe Air Down Jenna had a bit of a wide moment there. So yeah, the gap between the top two is significant. Air Down Jenna moves out of the racing line to let Zelda pass. Now Chaos Druid goes around the back marker, has lost a bit of ground due to this. JP is still maintaining pretty much the same gap to HK. Bit of contact there again with the barrier, so maybe the dirty air not treating JP as good as he would have hoped. Bit further down, we see Lord Hans still hasn't found a way around that AMG, and this is allowing Danger Mouse to slowly but surely catch up to the backs of these cars, and this might be very beneficial for the McLaren driver, as the tires will surely be in a better condition. As we have a bit of a moment there from Dainas on the exit of the hairpin, again loses traction and puts it into the wall, which is very unfortunate. Let's see now, Lord Hans goes on the inside on the hairpin of Nico, and a bit slower on the exit of the corner. The soft tires of Nico are definitely helping him for traction, but now surely here on the start-finish straight, Lord Hans will have the advantage. Nico is taking the inside defensive line, so Lord Hans has to go on around the outside. Hard on the brakes for both of them, and it seems Nico managed to brake just a bit later and take back 6th position. Let's see now. It seems, yeah, Nico's front right tire is already halfway gone, and this will affect the lap times surely. Lord Hans glued to the back of that AMG, already eyeing up a move, goes on the inside here, manages to get it stopped. Where's Nico? Behind him, looking for the switchback, but can't make it stick. As, yeah, manages to get a good corner. Nico went safe with the sweeping left-hander there, and this has allowed Danger Mouse to gain a position over him. It'll be interesting to see if Danger Mouse actually manages to keep that position on the start-finish straight. Not close enough to gain from the slipstream of that BMW in front, but it may seem that, yeah, it was just enough to keep the position for Danger Mouse on the straight here, as Lord Hans will now be released to try and catch up to Orak. JP has fallen a bit off the back of HK, and Chaos Druid has also fallen just a bit off of Zelda, but again, Zelda's tires are nearing that halfway mark, and this will impact the lap time significantly. As we see, Zelda on those soft tires has grabbed the fastest lap of the race at a 141.879. And we see Ayrton Senna tries to keep out of the way as HK laps the back marker, and JP behind looking to do the same. Let's have a look here. This seems to be our closest battle at the moment. Danger Mouse has caught up to the back of Lord Hans. Gets a better exit on the corner. Has to lift off a bit for the right-hander because of the dirty air, but it's now solidly into the slipstream of that BMW. No danger from behind. Keeps it nice and safe and stays in formation behind Lord Hans for the moment, biding his time surely. So let's stay on board with these cars for the moment. They just seem to be our closest battle on track. Bit of a gap to Lawrence now. That BMW is really fast on his straight here. See the AMG of Nico is right there in the mirror, catching up slowly but surely. Bit of a moment on the exit there, but hasn't lost too much time. As the three of them keep it clean this time, clean off the barriers. Interesting line there from Danger Mouse on the last hairpin. Surely it does seem to be losing him a bit of time. As we're now starting lap 21, let's have a look at what's happening in front. The gap between first and second place seems to be ever so slightly widening, but Zelda's tires are now at about, the front rack is right under 30%, and this should start affecting the performance, but Zelda is doing a fantastic job so far with these tires. Third place HK, not really catching up to the leaders of the race. However, JP does seem to be slowly but surely catching up to HK, as he's lapping about a half a second faster per lap, but will the next 3 laps be enough? You see Danger Mouse still stuck a bit behind Lawrence. Nico has started to drop off that front right tire at about 10% now. Will surely have a hard time on the last couple of laps. Having a look down the order, Rocket in 9th, Rico is in 10th. Gabo holding steady at 11th place, but now Danis is catching up slowly but surely. Abi 13, 14 for IGF, and 15th place for Airtown Jenna. No particularly close battles at the moment. Final 3 laps of the feature race here. Surely everyone has settled into their pace a bit, and the only thing it seems will be left to find out is if Zelda's tires will make it to the end, and will in turn Chaos Druid be able to find a way past those worn out soft tires of the GTR. JP again slowly but surely shortening that gap to third place HK. Just uncertain if time will be enough. Bit of a moment there. Let's see what actually happened at the turn. Yeah, so Orak in 5th place, catching out both IGF and Airtown Jenna. They both seem to have a bit of a moment there, as the gap between Lawrence and Danger Mouse seems to be ever so slightly widening now. Gabo has actually managed to get a position there, up to 10th place now. As we see, Abi, really unfortunate there, goes wide, crashes into the barrier, loses a couple of positions. and at about the middle of lap 23 here, Zelda's still holding on with those tires. Doing fantastic job. The lap times have dropped surely now for the last couple of laps. We see Gilswood is actually catching up by about half a second per lap and has every chance to make those mediums work. They're quite worn out as well, but should be in a better condition than the softs. Not much happening in the next positions. Everyone's settled into their pace and place a little bit, besides Nico, whose front right tire is now entirely dead, and this will be very painful. A couple of laps and surely lose more and more positions here. As we are joining our leaders here for the final lap, Zelda's tire front right nearly dead, struggling for grip. So let's see what will Kelswood be able to make of it here in the final corner. Definitely has speed, but goes a bit wide. All over the back of that GTR. Not many corners remain for a move here by Chaos Druid. On the hairpin, goes on the inside and uses that traction fantastically on those tires. Zelda's front right tire now nearly dead. Very unfortunate. It was a fantastic strategy, but just a bit too optimistic on the tire wear, I would say, but the overcut was executed perfectly. Has a bit of a movement there from Zelda, trying to get it back on track, has a bit of damage. Third place sitter HK is far enough behind not to warrant an issue there. As we see Chaos Druid take a fantastic win here at Sardegna feature race. Zelda, impressive second place finishes with those tires now well and truly dead, and HK will come in for a great finish, last step on the podium. Fourth place for JP, could not manage to overtake that Mazda in the end. Aurak had a great race as well in fifth place. Lord Hands up to sixth place. Danger Mouse couldn't find a way past Lord Hands and fell off a bit there at the end, settled into seventh place. Eighth place for Rocket, which is a fantastic recovery considering the start of the race. Gabo actually made it up to ninth place after being 11th for a little while, so great job there at the end. Nico on those dead tires managed to salvage a 10th place. Danis in 11th. Rico brought it home in 12th place. Abi will be in 13th place, not enjoying that NSX around Sardinia it seems. Airtown Jenna completed the race in 14th, and the final car is 15th place for IGF, as Jaden either disconnected or dropped out of the race after those not too fantastic moments there with a couple of incidents. And this has been the feature race here at Sardegna, as I will now grab the standings and see where we're sitting at. So, after this race, Aurak is now comfortably, well, I say comfortably, in the lead of the championship at 167 points. 12 points behind that 155 is now JP, and in third place we have Danger Mouse with 121 points. Not far behind we have Zelda in fourth place with 10 points, and HK in fifth with 101 points. And the Constructor Championship looks pretty much the way it started. McLaren still in the lead of the championship with 288. M6 team is at 233, and the Mazda team is at 163 points in third place, closely followed by the GTR team at 152 for fourth place. This has been round 5 at Sardegna. Thank you for joining me in watching the Tier 6 race, and I shall see you next time for round 6 around Alsace. Thank you.